Oh, wait, no, that's the wrong show.
The 1982 Pontiac Trans Am was a car that looked better the further you got from it. But to turn it into the Knight Rider car is its ultimate evolution. I've wanted to drive KITT the second I saw the show. No. I wanted to drive KITT the second I heard that dope synth beat turn my parents' wood-paneled basement into the future. The Knight Rider car is an icon. It's the sort of pop culture artifact designed by people who didn't even watch the show. Just step back and look at the context of its surroundings, and you'll see that this car has a way of turning back the clock. It makes the world around it look like 1982. In a way, it's as much of a time machine as the DeLorean ever was. Of course, this is a replica, not the original Knight Rider car. As it turns out, one of the original Knight Rider Trans Ams used on the show was put up for auction to satisfy the debts of a murdered real estate developer. The guy owed $30 million, or about a third of the average person's student loans. His name was Andrew Kissel, or Kessel. Kissel, and he was a big car guy. He owned tons of expensive cars and unnecessary boats because when you make a lot of money through fraud, some of the first purchases you tend to make are holes in the ocean you dump money into. Anyway, he was found dead in his mansion in 2006, only days before he was going to plead guilty for real estate fraud. But wait, there's more. Just a few years ago, his brother was murdered in Hong Kong by his wife who, get this, served him a poisoned strawberry milkshake and then beat him to death with a statue. I swear I'm not making this up. Between these brothers and the decline of the Hoff, I'm starting to think that the real KITT cars were cursed. But then again, that's if those even were real KITT cars. Everybody from Michael Jackson to Joey from NSYNC claimed to have bought one at an auction. It's to the point where the number of KITTs who supposedly have been sold at auction outnumber the number of KITTs that were actually created for the show. So it's anyone's guess to how many of these guys were telling the truth, or if they were just trying to pass off a replica for the real thing, like really good breast implants. This Trans Am sports a bone stock 305 cubic inch. Who gives a shit? It's Knight Rider. It's here. It's Knight Rider. There could be a Volvo diesel motor under this and it's still cool. And I am about to drive the Knight Rider car. I have been waiting 20 years for this, and I got to drive the Knight Rider car, and I don't want to anymore. It sucks. I mean, even James Love, the guy who owns this, says, yeah, this is terrible to drive. This is a car that's wonderful to look at. It's its best, it does its job best when it's not moving. Okay, you don't have a wheel, you have this yoke thing, and if you take a look at me driving this, notice how far apart my hands are. Now, it's fine when we're going straight, but when you have to go around turns, you suddenly realize if this was a wheel, it would be the size of a bus wheel. You're almost clocking yourself in the nuts as it goes by. You see, these handles, the steering ratio hasn't changed, so these handles just fly by your crotch as you try to... You're reaching for a wheel that isn't there, so you kind of... And you can't palm it because your dick's right there. So you gotta grab one side. You're grabbing anywhere you can. You go around corners with this. You'll notice if you watch old episodes of Knight Rider, they never show David Hasselhoff making sharp turns, did they? No. He's always just getting in or getting out. Also, no rear view mirror. Right, nothing up there. Right, you don't see behind you. You're going to have to use side mirrors or, stick your head out the window and look back because there's this roof console, where Michael Knight just presses buttons randomly. Well, there's a lot of buttons right above you, like a DeLorean time machine car. Unlike a DeLorean, not everybody gets it. I mean, KITT is in the zeitgeist. People know this car means something because the shape is different. Essentially, when you put the front clip on this car, you're making it longer, so you gotta watch when you go over dips or really steep driveways. You may scrape the front end of this thing. Elephant in the room, the scanner light. Those are red lights facing forwards. Civilians can't have these. Technically, the charge is impersonating a police officer. The only colors a civilian can have on his car facing forward is white or amber. That's it. Can't have red. Now, has James Love ever been pulled over? No. Anybody old enough sees this, knows what it is, and goes, okay, I get it. Are you causing problems? No. If I'm a police officer, do I have any marching orders telling me to harass show cars? No. Is this guy being a knucklehead? No. All right, then. It's really up to discretion when it comes to this Knight Rider scanner light. We're running it, and there isn't a problem. Just be smart with this thing. Run it at shows, have a switch to turn it on and off, and there are still people thinking about making a KITT car, or the Knight Rider car, depending on what you want to call it. So here's James Love to tell you about how he made this.
Basically, to build this car, I found the 82 Trans Am because it's the car for the show, and there's a little bit of difference between the 82 and the newer models, and I happened to be lucky enough to find a Recaro that was already black that a guy had, and I started searching around for the parts for it. Found a lot of stuff on Craigslist and took the time to research it and find what it was and slowly bolted the car together.
When you say the Recaro, is that a trim package for the...
Yes, the Recaro is a trim package for the Trans Am. There was, I guess, 2,000 of them made in 82. It was actually a black and gold car, came with special wheels and a special interior.
When I see the wheel covers there, you can sort of see the indentation of the Pontiac logo. Was that something you just had to primer and paint over?
I bought them like that. They're aftermarket caps. They're fiberglass ones. You can buy aftermarket for them, so they're not the nicest on the logo.
What's that big website, like Knight Industry, or...
There's a bunch of different Knight Rider websites that they use. They have a big Facebook page for the Knight Industries cars, Knight Rider parts. The interior of this car was originally black. I found another car that had PMD seats for it, and you basically take the dash out, and there's a few companies that make the aftermarket dashes for them to install them in.
All of the little old 80s style digital mile per hour and tachometer work. What's the process of doing that?
They actually plug into the factory gauges in the back. The only thing that needs to be changed for the speedometer is it needs to be converted to an AC signal, and there's a kit to do that too.
And this is a kit you buy from whom? Like the whole interior dashes, or is it multiple people?
No, there's actually a company, the one I bought was from Italy, and they make the whole dash kit and everything. Yep, absolutely. Yeah. There's companies in the United States that make them too. I think there's probably 12 or so vendors that do it. I've seen.
Sit in this while you talk.
Absolutely.
Right. It is a squeeze with these big...
It's not fun for a tall guy, let me tell you. You can buy it as separate pieces, or you can buy it put together already. And I bought it as the individual pieces, and we pretty much just glued them into place and held them into place, and then just kind of wired it together with the directions it came with. These buttons light up. You can put different signals to them to make them do different things. Yes, they will all light up when you plug them in, and you can make it to a sound generator.
Show, and then I think these things are going to do stuff in regards to the car, but I know they're just decremental.
Unfortunately, Turbo Boost still doesn't turbo boost, but it's there. LCD screens, yes. Everything's there to make the car talk. We just need to finish wiring it.
What do these do anything?
They actually do what's similar to the show. You can make it project a TV. There's 3 cameras in the car already that are wired that you can display them on there, and that's how you make your adjustments to the different software tuning for it. I think if you hit the front one and rock it left, it should light up unless that fuse pops. The one for front of the car. Other way. There's the light up.
Oh, look at that. Wait, is that a counter that just resets?
It just resets every time. You can put different things on it, but that was the basic wiring of it at this point.
And these just randomly do stuff?
They just kind of move to make it look like it's doing something.
The Knight Rider car, a DeLorean, a Ghostbusters mobile, Ecto-1. If there was a cheat code to winning the popular vote at a car show, here it is. This car sums up the 80s better than any John Hughes movie. It's more 80s than Speak and Spell. More 80s than asking your parents if you could order Dune from Scholastic Book Club brochures. More 80s than Stranger Things. Dot Matrix Paper is jealous of how 80s this is. Ooh, the 1982 Trans Am set us up for the third generation of the Firebird line. There were some changes that set it apart from the versions that came before. For one, the subframe construction was scrapped from the frame with a unibody hatchback, modified McPherson front suspension, along with solid actual core springs on the back. Via 305 is only 300 Trans Am, composing 145 horsepower and a 5-liter, and sort of a little bit like this. Suck my car cock. It's Knight Rider. No one cares. Flip that scanner light on again. Yeah. James says this car could maybe hit 110 miles an hour. He isn't exactly sure because the speedometer doesn't really read. In fact, none of the gauges really read. Hell, the blower motor doesn't even work. And getting in and out of a Knight Rider car, a KITT replica, you have to think constantly because your knees are gonna whack the little thumb buttons here. No, the finger buttons where turbo boost is. It looks great and this sucks. It sucks. You gotta reach under stuff just to get to the automatic gear shifter. Oh, and turn signals. You have to find the stalk because it's buried down there. This is dumb. But it's wonderful to look at. James admits that much like a 30-year-old cat-loving office assistant after a breakup, this car doesn't really get out much anyway. He doesn't drive it much. And the only tail he pulls in it is TP trailing out of the ass of an RV owner as he waddles out of his mobile poop-mobile to tell you how much he likes the show.
Yippee-ki-yo!